Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the TDT server. Ooh, we are currently in the shopping district because I've got a shop to build today. I've got some permits I need to sort out. I've been being very bad server member. I've got 3 permits that I have not built shops for. Well, actually, kind of I have 5, but I'll explain what a permit is if you're not familiar. Get on my face, there we go. Right, okay. So if you're not familiar with the permit system, it's the same permit system, kind of, that's in Hermitcraft. So what we have, instead of they had a machine, we have a baron. He's the baron of a shopping district. He decided who got what permit and handed them all out based on the permits that people wanted. So a permit means that you're the only person that's allowed to build that particular shop. So like there's a beacon shop right there. I can't build a beacon shop, and no one else on the server can build a beacon shop except for the people who have built this shop. So there's 2 different types of permit. There's a single permit and group permit. Single permit is one person. A group permit is a group of people. So over here we have Lioness's Dies a Lot shop, which sells dies and custom armor stand paintings. And that is a single permit. So that is one person is the only person that's allowed to sell that. If you have a group permit, you have to build one shop, but you can work as a group. So like beacons, because we're not Hermitcraft, right? We've all got lives outside of Minecraft. Most of us. Anyway, because of that, some of them are group permits, which means we need multiple people to kind of do what one person could do on Hermitcraft. So like a beacon shop is a group permit. So there's 2 people, I think, that have this permit. There's also like I don't have any personal single permit shops in the shopping district, but actually I have 2 group permits, which is why I said I have 5 permits, kind of. So I have 3 single permits and I have 2 group permits, and one of them hasn't been started. The other one has been started by someone else, which is this shop, I think. I think it's this shop. So we're going to be selling wood. I'm not really sure. I need to go and talk to them about what wood I'm going to be selling and all that stuff, and how we split profits. But they've started doing that, which is really nice because that means I don't have to. So I also have Terracotta, I think, is my other group permit, which I also need to set up a shop for. That's with Lioness, I think, who built the Lioness Dies a Lot. Yeah, it would be a bit weird if somebody else built Lioness Dies a Lot. That would be... yeah. Anyway. Oh, I just realised I'm coming back to my base. Oh, it's a creeper. I'm coming back to my base. Dude, don't make me fall down into the creeper. I've just realised I'm coming back to my base, which doesn't actually have a bed because the creeper blew it up. Yeah, so I had to use my shulker box bed, which is all like it's all like all scrunched up, like because it has a fit all in a shulker box. It's not very comfortable. Yes, my permits. So what I'm going to focus on today, I've got 3 single permits. I'm going to focus on 2 of them today. So I've got plants, mud, and brick-a-brick items. Now, brick-a-brick items and mud go together very nicely. Okay, so while editing this, I noticed that my explanation wasn't great. It was a little bit confusing, so I thought I would go and make a new one. So if you have, like I have right over here, a block and then dripstone underneath, and you go and get one of these... oh. You go and get one of these, a mud block, and you place that on top of the block, just like that. If we wait long enough, that mud block will turn into clay. And eventually, there we go. Now what we can do is we can come round, and if I harvest it with a silk touch pickaxe... oops. And if I harvest it with a silk touch pickaxe, I'll get the clay block, and if I harvest it without a silk touch pickaxe, I'll get clay balls. Now with the clay block, I can smelt that into terracotta, and with the clay balls, I can smelt that into bricks. Oh yeah. So, how'd you get mud? Well, I can go and get a load of dirt, and get a bottle of water and make a load of mud with that. No. That takes way too long. What I have found is I think the perfect biome which might solve all of my problems. It is called the mangrove swamp. Let's just pretend that my arrow hit that zombie and that's why it was on fire and that's why it died. That's what we're going to go with. Yeah, the mangrove swamp has mud, which can then do everything else. It also has mangrove trees, which I'm hoping will also kind of work with... because I've got part of the wood permit So if I get mangrove wood, that'll also help out with that, because then I can go and get it all from the same place. So I've got the location of a mangrove swamp, but now I need to actually go and head up there. So I need some obsidian. I think there's some down here. Oh, I need to go and fix my elytra before I go and do some flying around. Nope, that is too high. In here. Beautiful. Right. Yes, need 10 pieces of this. Okay, so I've gone and got the obsidian required to build the portal. That's a good point. Do I actually have... I don't have flint and steel. That would have been bad news. Let me go and do that. But also, I noticed that my elytra is getting a little bit broken, and also I don't have that many rockets. That's all I have at the moment. So, and also these here. But so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, it's not too far away in the nether, but I think I'm going to take a horse with me. Yeah, probably McCoy. Is that tree... Has someone just chopped down the top of that tree? Let me... Wait. Somebody has just chopped down the top of this tree and then just left it like this. What monster? What monster would do something like that? I mean, this isn't like... I would have said maybe it's lightning, but we actually have a data pack that stops lightning fire. So lightning strikes, but it doesn't actually create a fire. So things don't get burnt down and we can still have fire spread. And this is a great time to mention the No Lightning Fire data pack that you can download for yourself right now. Yes, right now. Ooh. And if you want the pack, there's a link in the description. Has that barrel been there the whole time? What? I did not place... Why would I place a barrel? Why would I place a barrel? Like, all my stuff is over here. I mean, I've done some stupid things, but I haven't just placed a barrel down in the middle of nowhere, have I? Is there anything in it? Letter, blueprints, if you can't read. What does that even mean? Who left this? What does this... Letter, but it's just a piece of paper that says letter. Like, it's not a letter, it just says letter. It's not like blueprints and then if you can't read. It seems to be a record. Somebody's left me some music. Let's go. Do you think this says something? Do you think we don't even have like... We haven't even got the thing on the server that allows you to play custom records and stuff. It doesn't exist. This is just music. It just is called If You Can't Read. I mean... Are you okay down there? Oh, there's a creeper down there as well. Yeah, he doesn't seem to he's having a very good time. Yeah, let me go and play. This is just going to be music. I'm going to be so disappointed when this is just music. So if I go and... Oh, I've got to go and pop out... Malohi? What is... Yeah, this song. And then if I go and put it in...
Is this the microphone? I'm just talking to this, yes? I am Sir Alexander Boar, the 8th. I have a vast mud empire and am wanting to expand to the TDT server. I see that your server, as you call it, has very restricting shopping laws. Because of this, I propose a partnership. You deal with the legal permit stuff, and I manage the mud gathering operation. I have purchased the entire mangrove swamp I believe you are going to harvest mud from, and I will allow you to use my mangrove swamp free of charge for production of my mud products. I have specified my requirements for a factory to be produced to create brick and terracotta. This will greatly benefit you. As payment for my generosity of providing you with this mangrove swamp and also managing the entire mud selling process, I require all the diamonds you make from a sale of any of my mud items. Now comes the interesting part. For every diamond that you provide with me, I will give you 1 Boar coin. This is a new virtual currency I have produced. Boar coin will soon be equivalent to diamonds and very quickly be worth more. And you will be very rich in the new virtual world. I will also provide you with 10 Boar coins on acceptance of this deal, making you the highest owner of Boar coin, owning even more than me. I have included blueprints for my requirements. Please construct a house and factory given the specifications. Yes, I will require accommodation on site so I can observe operations. Yours sincerely, Sir Alexander Boar the 8th. Yes, that's it. You can stop recording now.
Okay, so how did that even... I have no idea. Right, so apparently this guy is gonna pay me, and if I look at his blueprints, build him a house, build him a factory... I don't know if he can't read, because like that letter just is a piece of paper renamed letter. I don't think he understands what a letter is, maybe. I don't know. He sounded quite posh. So, probably quite important. And also his name's Sir, so, and also the 8th, which means that, like, that's a lot of people to go and carry one name. That means you're doing something right there. That's a really good name. That's what that means. So, I guess, yeah, it sounded like a lot of money. I don't think it got, like, I was going to use this to build my shop, but I think... Does the blueprints include... Oh, looking at them, yeah. Yeah, it does have a shop design on it, so I guess this stuff can be used to build a factory as well. I guess we're getting a slightly smaller shop and a bigger factory. Yeah, so anyway, the next... I guess I've got to take all this stuff. And the next thing I've got to do is I've got to go and get a mangrove... I don't need this stuff, it's just empty shulker boxes. But I need a mangrove swamp. Right, so let me grab a saddle. I'll put McCoy, there we go, and then Donnie, you're gonna have to stay here because I'm not taking 2 horses, and McCoy's a bit is a bit faster. Now, I don't actually know how I'm gonna get McCoy into the place, into my portal. I wonder if I can ride McCoy to spawn. I wonder if that's gonna be easier, just because like I'm gonna have to like mine through or like really break my house, because McCoy, although McCoy is a skeleton horse, he's been putting on a little bit of weight, I know, recently, so, yeah, that's a problem. So, the mangrove swamp that I found is, massive. I used a, seed viewer to go and find it. It's at about minus 5,000, if you're in the overworld, so like really far away from everything. By the way, this tree looks amazing. I would like to say this was made by Lioness, and I've just seen that they've put I haven't watched it yet, but they put a video on the Discord of them building it, so I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to also go and see that. Yeah, this area is looking very nice. We do have like free chicken now, which is really good. And apparently chickens also make redstone, so that's really impressive. Redstone chickens. Oh! I forgot that was a change! Yes. Now you can enter nether portals on a mount, and you stay on the mount. Amazing, that's the first time I've done that. So it's minus 599, minus 789, so it's like this way. So it should be almost around here. Ooh, about 80 blocks in this direction. 7, 8, 9. There we go, around here. Right, okay. You okay, McCoy? Good boy. There we go. Right. And... boop. McCoy? McCoy, where are you going? Come back. And now if we head through here, we might see a little bit of lag. Oh, I got an achievement, or an advancement. Subspace bubble! We are inside of a mangrove swamp, just as I wanted to be, and I'm going to be attacked by everything, so I'm going to head over here and put my bed down. There we go, right. Subspace bubble, so that's using ever to travel 7 kilometers in the overworld. Beautiful. So, yeah, this is the mangrove swamp. The mangrove swamp is quite big. I'll fly up. So this area over here, I'm thinking this is where the factory and the house is going to be put. So it's just a nice plains area. So we get kind of nice grass colours and we don't have to clear anything out. And the portal's over there, so it's a little bit separate, because sometimes it's going to be difficult to make a portal look nice. So, yeah, we don't have to worry about that. So the reason also I chose this area, this mangrove swamp is quite big. Yeah, like it goes on for quite a while in all directions. The thing about mangrove swamp is you've got to be careful what area, because if you see, like over in this area, there's a lot of areas where there's just a lot of water. And there is mud here, which we want, but to get the mud you have to go underwater and then mine the mud, and that's a bit weird. So that's going to take a long time. So what I've done is I've gone and had a look around for these patches here which have actual ground. And all of this we can just, you know, mine out. I think it's probably a couple layers deep, so there's quite a lot of mud here. I think this mangrove swamp is quite cool as well, because like that bit over there where it's just a plains biome, and there's this bit over here which is a forest, and then it's just all surrounded by mangrove trees. So you can kind of live in a mangrove swamp without the mangrove swamp colours, which I think is quite cool. And yeah, there's also this little jungle part as well. It's quite cool. Now let's let's go and build Mr. No, not Mr. I don't think you're gonna like that. Yeah, he seemed a little bit too proud with his name. Sir Boar the 8th. Let's go and build him his house, and let's go and build the factory. Can I just mention, Ojang, why with a shield in your hand can you not strip wood? You can make paths with a shield in your hand, but you can't strip wood with a... Mojang, what are you doing? Why? And I've finished the house and the factory, and we're here with Sir Alexander Boar. Hello, Sir Alexander Boar.
Oh, hello, how delightful. I have been waiting for a long time for my factory and, more importantly, house. Are you going to take me around?
Yeah, I was just introducing everything for the viewers, setting the scene for the viewers.
Oh, yes, you said you make those TV documentaries.
Well, YouTube videos, but yeah, okay. So I've added this gate here to your house.
Oh, yes, to keep the poor out.
Okay, right. Well, anyway, as you specified. Yeah, and here it is.
Look. Oh, I love these trees. How delightful. Oh, on a nice summer's day, I can sit out here in the shade.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, and is this the house?
Yes, this is the house.
Oh, lovely. Nice patio. Let me have a look around here.
Is it nice? Is it to your specifications?
Oh,
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I like the lanterns as well. Nice touch. Can we look inside now? Yes, yes, yes. Let's go and have a look in here. You come in? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let me just... I'm sorry, I always find doors tricky. You just walk through it. Oh, yes, just give me a minute. You just... Come on. I just need to run up. Oh, okay. I think... Yes. Let me just... It sometimes works. Okay, right. Come on. Come on inside. No, I lost momentum. Can you maybe make this door a little bit wider for me? There we go. Is that better? Yes, but replace my wall. Obviously. Yes, okay. Right. Oh, this is delightful. Is this a sofa? Yeah, you got your sofa here. You can come and sit down and watch TV. Oh, my very own flat screen. Yeah. Oh, how delightful. And over here, Barbara, my wife, she can be making me my dinner. Yes, yes. And, oh, is there upstairs? Yeah, that's up here. Yeah, again, I have a little bit of difficulty with stairs, you see. Can you just lift me? Lift you? Just pick me up and carry me up. Yes, Barbara has to help sometimes. It's my knees. They're not what they used to be. Okay. Anyway, yeah, over here, this is, you got this window to look out. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And, in here, you've got, your bedroom. Again, the door. The door's not wide enough. Oh, sorry. Right. Yes, replace that wall. I'm going to replace the wall. I'll open all the doors up for you so they're big enough, after I've given you the tour. Are you coming in? I think you need to carry me. What? Okay, right. Oh, thank you, yes. Oh, yep, my knees have come back. Yeah, sorry. Bad knees. Okay, that's great. Yes, you got a little window out there. There's your double bed. Oh, my very own double bed. Oh, how delightful. Yes, it is. It's very nice. And then you've got out here, this is, you got your very own balcony. Oh, door problem again. Yeah, okay, right. I'll fix all the doors for you. Don't worry. Oh, it's turning nighttime. It is turning. Yeah, it's getting dark. Oh, but we'll be safe in here, right? Yeah, we should be. I mean, if we stay inside the house. Oh yes, don't want any of the poor coming. Yeah, monsters. You mean the like skeletons and stuff, zombies? Yes, poor. Okay, that's great. And then over here is. Are you coming? Can I just test out the bed? Okay, right. You go in there. You go and test out the bed. I'll go and finish the tour. So inside here, this is his. Oh, this bed is delightful. Oh, thank you so much. So soft, so fluffy. Okay, that's great. Yeah, he's got a nice fluffy blanket in there. Yeah, this is son's room, Alexander Jr. Got a wardrobe in here. I think they had a wardrobe as well. A nice rug. Oh, I think I'm gonna stay in here. You go and do the rest of the tour. Right, okay. I think he's fallen. Wait, seems to have fallen asleep. I'm gonna go to sleep out here so we don't get any monsters blowing us up or attacking us or whatever. Oh, I forgot to mention. That whole time, he made me wear a bow tie. He said I had to wear a bow tie. That's why I've got this on. I forgot to say. He's also asked me, like, he doesn't want to see the factory. He wants to be able to keep an eye on it, but he doesn't want to see it from his house. He wants to be able to sit in his garden and not see the workers. So that's why I've added these mangrove trees here to go and block that out. So it just looks like you're just inside the same mangrove swamp instead of next to a factory. So now over to this. What I built here, the design was kind of originally, I was thinking like kind of an old factory where it has, big windows, like loads of big windows on multiple floors, and then a big chimney. So that's what I've done. But then I thought, to make it practical, it'll be good if the windows were open and also there's no roof. So then if I'm just flying in, like if I've just gone and collected a load of mud, I can then go and fly, and I can then go and fly into any window or anything like that, or I can fly into the roof or whatever, or if I'm on the outside, I can just jump through the window and get in. I have just noticed there's some scaffolding here that shouldn't be there. There we go. Right, let's look at the outside first. That's what we've done. Then I've gone over here. I've added some areas that are practical and actually usable, and some areas that just look nice. This is an area that just looks nice. So over here, this is where I guess the factory workers, or I guess the people that collect the mud would come over and then put the mud, and the factory workers would go and take this mud and go and put it inside of the factory. But it's just a mud storage area. Obviously, we're not actually going to use it. It's hollow inside. I'm not going to actually use it as mud storage. But did I go like that? Okay. But I thought that was I thought it looked quite nice and kind of works to kind of tell the story a little bit better. So I think when showing off this inside, I'll kind of take you through the process of actually smelting all this up. So the first part isn't actually all these furnaces. It'll be over here. This is the drying racks, whatever you want to call them. And what they have under here is a dripstone and then a block, and then they have mud here which dries out into clay, and doing that means that the mud does dry out into clay. So what you can then do is obviously then just collect it like that, and then over here this is the I guess kind of like a big oven or something like that. This is kind of the thing that's supposed to be drying the clay, but obviously in Minecraft it just happens. You don't need extra heat, but I thought it looked interesting and helped with making it look more like a factory. So then up here, so then what I can also do is, like, if I use a shovel without silk touch, I'll get the clay balls, so then I can make them into bricks. And I've done the same like under here. This is just dripstone, but I've covered it up with these trapdoors. My only concern is that this isn't going to be enough space to dry all the mud that I'll want to dry, because that was about 2 stacks, and it doesn't take too long to dry, but I think maybe bigger drying racks might be something that I'll have to do in the future. Maybe I'll build another one of these rooms and just dedicate it to drying racks. So this is a, or whatever you want to call it, super smelter, automatic smelter. So pretty much the idea is this minecart with a hopper collects some items and gets sent across here, and the items go down into the furnace. And then there's this minecart with a hopper on the back here that goes and puts the coal in. So with a furnace, a hopper that goes into the side will put the coal inside it, and a hopper that goes into the top puts the thing being smelted into this top part right here, and a hopper underneath will take out the output. I kind of have a few problems that I kind of wanted to go over. Some of them I've avoided with these kind of smelters, and some of them I haven't. The first thing is why there's this block here which comes out. Some people, when they're building these, they have a block here instead of here, so then the minecart comes along, it hits the block here and then gets sent back. The problem with that is that this furnace gets a lot more items than any of the others, because the minecart is coming over here and staying in this location a lot longer. Putting this extra block here means that this furnace will get the same amount of items as these furnaces. Now there are some variations. This one at the start seems to have slightly less for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is. It must be that somehow it doesn't stay there for very long. I'm not really sure. And pretty much we've got the same on the back over here with the... Yeah, no, unfortunately with this one it kind of just worked out that we have to just stop it in this place rather than being able to make it go out one more block. So this has that problem as well, but it's not too bad. So these up here are... it's a pretty simple system of doing this. I have built systems in the past that like have logic, so they detect like if there's if this is full and there's nothing more inside this chest, or that then go, or this is not full and there's still more stuff that could be put in, so that it kind of only goes if it's full or there's nothing else in this chest. I could have made that logic, but that would have been a massive system, which is too big for this space, so I decided not to do that. So what I've got instead is just a hopper clock. So when there's items inside of this minecart hopper, it activates the hopper clock, and so that moves, I think it's like 7 items or 6 items across, and then that means that this will just get put here. This piston will come down and stop it from being able to go across. It'll get some items into it and then it'll be sent off again. So it's also like, it's a bit of a weird system. It doesn't really work with this hopper clock, because there are some numbers of items you can put in this hopper clock where the hopper clock moves backwards and forwards while the minecart with a hopper is over here, let's say. So then it actually comes in, isn't stopped, it then goes off, and then the piston goes to stop it. So this is an amount of items where it holds this here for a good amount of time, but also it's able to kind of catch it, so it actually stays here and fills up. And I've just done the same thing with the other side. I think there's 7 items in here. I'm not sure, I can't remember if there's a reason for that, but yeah, it's just the same system. So I'll give it kind of a demonstration. If I put some clay in here, so it'll fill it up, and the hopper clock will be activated when this is sitting here, and then it's run out of items, so the hopper clock stops. And it's the same thing for the coal over here, so I can go and do that. It's the same thing. Or obviously if you built this a lot longer or shorter, then the timings will be different, so it's different amounts of items. And then this side just does the same thing. I can go and just give a demonstration like that. And then this chest at the end is where the bricks or terracotta and apparently iron go. I have found one mistake, which is, this one, look, it's smelting iron when the rest of them aren't. Somehow, I can't work out how this hopper's being locked, which means that it won't take items out of it, and it won't put items inside this furnace. And that means that I don't know what's doing it. I don't know. There's something that's somehow powering this hopper, so it's not taking items out and not putting items into this furnace. So it's a little bit behind everything else, where like now it's just smelting iron for some reason, and this clay isn't being put into it. But yeah, that's it. This whole factory, I think it looks quite nice. The only problem I can see is that there's no torches inside, and also it's very open, so a creeper could spawn on the outside or the inside and ruin my day. But apart from that, it's very nice. I do like the look of it. I do like the smoke that comes out the chimney from the campfires down here. And I've also, with the campfires, I've put hay bales underneath, because I don't think if they didn't have hay bales, I don't think the smoke would reach the top, because hay bales extend the height that smoke could be. I have thought about putting campfires a little bit higher up. I do like that you can fly through the chimney, but if I put campfires higher up, it will mean that smoke goes higher. That might look better, but it would mean you can't fly through the chimney, which is not great. Also, removing these trapdoors, I like having the trapdoors because it's kind of like maybe you would put like the mud on it to dry it off or something. Obviously can't really, it won't dry, and also it kind of floats. But I think these also reduce the smoke a little bit. You see some of the smoke's getting caught underneath, so by opening these up we'll get a lot more smoke coming up. But I think it looks better down here to have that kind of grate on top of there. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. Unfortunately, couldn't fit in the building of the shop, so that's going to have to be moved over to the next episode. Got some interesting things planned for that, so if you want to see some interesting things, go and watch the next episode when it comes out. Sir Alexander Boar, are you in there? Do you want to say something to the viewers?
What? Yes. Yes. Good luck. Good luck. Yes.
Okay. I think he's kind of liking that bed a little bit more than what I expected. He's been in there for like days just sleeping. He's really lazy. I've been over there working at the factory. He hasn't even come and visited once. There was some really specific requirements in that bed, right? There were really specific requirements, and this is why. I think this is just what he wanted out of it. He just wanted a bed. He just wanted to go to sleep. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, and goodbye. Ooh. 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 Ooh.